Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wealthy Life, a channel for your personal growth, awakening, and financial wisdom. Have you ever paused in the middle of yelling at your team or sending a 2 a.m. message and thought to yourself, wait, when did I become the boss I used to hate? You remember the micromanagement, the cold tone, the impossible deadlines. You hated working under that kind of leadership. You swore you'd never become that person. But now here you are, in charge. And if you're honest, some days you see it. You're slipping. So the real question is, how do good people become toxic leaders? And how do we stop ourselves before it's too late? Why good people go bad? 1. Power doesn't just reveal, it warps. We like to believe power reveals character. But unchecked, power reshapes it. In 1971, the Stanford Prison Experiment showed that even ordinary people, when given authority, started abusing it within just days. They didn't start evil. They just lost sight of empathy. Abraham Lincoln said, "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power." Leadership positions are pressure cookers. You're judged, rushed, overwhelmed. And unless you actively stay connected to your values, stress rewires your brain into prioritizing control over connection. 2. Workplace trauma repeats itself. Here's a harsh truth. Many toxic bosses were once victims of toxic bosses. If you were humiliated in meetings, constantly overworked, or emotionally manipulated, you might think, well, that's just how this industry works. But that's trauma talking, like a child raised by a screaming parent who later yells at their own kids. Unprocessed workplace trauma becomes your leadership default. The danger? You think being cold, tough, or hard to please is professionalism. It's not. It's damage. 3. Success is often measured backward. Think of any boss who boasts. I worked 100-hour weeks. I sacrificed weekends. That's why I made it. They wear burnout like a badge of honor. But survivorship doesn't justify dysfunction. Being traumatized by hustle culture doesn't make you strong. It makes you numb. And if you believe I suffered, so you should too, you're not a leader. You're a gatekeeper of pain. Remember, pain should teach, not be passed down. Signs you're turning to the dark side. So, how do you know if you're slowly becoming the villain? Here are some early warning signs. You feel irritated when team members set healthy boundaries. You say things like, if I don't push them, they'll slack. You don't trust anyone to do things as well as you. You respond to feedback with defensiveness or silence. Your team avoids you unless necessary. You believe being feared is part of the job. If you see yourself in 2 or more, it's time for a serious reset. So, how to stay a leader, not a tyrant? Let's be clear. Leading people is one of the hardest things to do well. But here's how to lead with strength and soul. 1. Build systems that prioritize humanity. Set clear work boundaries, not just for others, but yourself. If you want your team to rest, take rest yourself. If you don't want late emails, stop sending them. Culture flows from the top. Institute a no-meeting Fridays or a no messages after 6 p.m. rule. It sends a loud message. I value your time and energy. 2. Make feedback a two-way street. Don't just give feedback. Ask for it. And don't just ask once a year. Create ongoing spaces where people can be honest, even anonymously. A good leader isn't afraid of being wrong. They're afraid of being blind. 3. Surround yourself with people who tell you the truth. The higher you go, the more people start telling you what you want to hear. That's dangerous. Build relationships with people who call you out when you're drifting. Mentors, coaches, old friends, even your own team, if the culture is safe enough. 4. Choose empathy over ego. Let's look at Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. When he took over, he didn't double down on metrics. He doubled down on empathy. The result? Microsoft's culture transformed, along with its innovation and bottom line. Compassion isn't weakness. It's a strategy that outlasts fear. 5. Keep asking this one question. Would I want to work for me right now? If the answer is no, don't shame yourself. Just shift. Leadership isn't about never falling short. It's about being brave enough to adjust when you do. In the film Moneyball, Billy Beane, played by Brad Pitt, is a GM under pressure. Everyone around him uses the same outdated playbook. But instead of bullying, he bets on an idea, build a team on logic, not legacy. He trusts people no one else does. He faces ridicule and failure. But he stays kind, focused, and aligned to values. And that changed baseball forever. This is what modern leadership looks like. Vision plus humanity. If you've already crossed the line, what if you've already been the toxic boss? You've yelled. You've pressured. You've hurt people. You can rebuild, but it starts with owning it openly. Go to your team. Say, I've realized I've let in ways I'm not proud of. I want to do better. I'll need your help to make sure I stay aligned. Your feedback is welcome. I won't always get it right, but I promise I'll try. That single moment of humility will do more than 100 policies ever could. So let me ask you again. Are you becoming the boss you once ran from? Or are you choosing day by day to lead with awareness, empathy, and courage? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to grow. Because in the end, your title won't define you. But how people feel when they work under you, that will be your legacy. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone in leadership. Take 5 minutes today and reflect. What kind of leader do I want to be remembered as? Leave a comment below. What's one thing your favorite boss did that made you feel safe or seen? Never forget, it's not hard to be a boss. It's hard to be a good one, but it's worth it. Refuse to be a toxic leader. Be the one who breaks the cycle. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, like, and share the video. May you soon discover your true direction in life.